like there was quite a few more of them look like.
Karaoke night? Sorry.
Hello? Folks in the arena, we're about 10 minutes from the giving away the awards for the Georgia Junior Sweepstakes from last year, the cattle that were shown last year. We're going to make our awards presentation and then have the show tonight here shortly, so about 10 minutes from starting. For you guys that are in the arena with us, we're going to get started with our award winners from the 2017-2018 show season. These awards are sponsored by the Georgia Simmental Association, and they would be points that would be gathered throughout the year from showing your Simmental or Sim-influenced heifer through the year. And we'd keep up with a point system and then award those tonight that were high points, and we go all the way down through the top 10. Then after that, we'll have us a show. We call it the Georgia Simmental Showdown. Be a female show tonight with purebred, high percent SimAngus and low percent SimAngus, as well as 3 age groups of showmanship. Again, this is also sponsored in part by the Georgia Simmental Association. Kind of a thing we do, like to kick off the show year and get together and have some camaraderie and another reason to let the kids get in the ring and get the calves' feet wet and have a good time. So if you want to gather around, juniors, how many junior members are in here? Raise your hand. How many junior members? I hope each and every one of you is a member of the Georgia Junior Simmental Association. If you're not, we can certainly sign you up. It's $15 for the membership throughout the year. We've also got a chance to win in these top 10 prizes. All right, 10th overall is going to receive a portfolio, a leather portfolio engraved with the sweepstakes, GCCCA sweepstakes on it. Goes to Robbie Arnold. Robbie Arnold is from up around Calhoun, and he's not here tonight, so we'll make sure that we get him his briefcase. 9th overall, if you'll come out in the ring, we're going to give you your prize and also stay out here for a picture. We have Cassidy Smith. Is Cassidy Smith. We have Cassidy here in attendance with us. We'll make sure she gets her she gets her portfolio as well. 8th overall, Mr. Cade Mitchum. Mr. Mitchum, is he in attendance? I know his mother was. Where did I see him? Kai, you see him on that end right there? Let's give Mr. Cade a big hand. All right, I got to figure out what the next award is. 7th overall is this fancy looking, looks like you keep your jewelry in it or valuables. This little box or shelf. 7th overall in the 2017-18 season is Miss Blaze Beasley. Let's give Blaze a big hand. Make sure you guys, Cade and Blaze, we're going to get y'all's picture here as a whole group here in just a minute, so hang tight. 6th overall, young man that's got a lot of passion, Mr. Trace Lambert. Where's Trace at? He's going to get one of these nice jewelry boxes.
Yeah, you can help.
I seen him in the back, I know. I don't see Trace in the front. Tell him I get to keep his box. 5th overall would be Jana Anderson. Is Miss Anderson here? Yes. That's it. She gets a nice shelf. Fourth overall would be Madison McDaniel. Third overall, same family. Her sister would be Miss Morgan McDaniel. Don't you reckon there'll be a little competition in that household for a while? Reserve champion for the 2017-18 season, Colin Joel McClure. Mr. McClure, come down. We've got a nice display box here that you could put something valuable in if you wish. Okay, and winning our junior sweepstakes this year. Had a great show career. I know these guys travel a good bit and do a really good job presenting their animals. Miss Leanne Bevel. Let's give Miss Leanne a big hand. She wins a large box. This is Trace's right here. You see Trace? Okay, yep, winning you guys' picture. All of you that won an award, come out here in the arena. We're going to get a picture of you guys, and also any exhibitor, any Georgia Junior Simmental member, if you'd come out here as well. I want a big group shot if we can. And then we got a few minutes. We're going to start with showmanship in our show. We're going to start with junior showmanship, Heat 1. And then we'll go on to junior showmanship, Heat 2, following so on and so on. We'll give y'all a few minutes to get back to the barn, but if we can get your picture, please, we'd be greatly appreciated. Guys, we got a raffle going on. It's to support the Eastern Regional Junior Simmental Classic. It is a great opportunity to win a female that's donated from the Cooper family at C&C Farms. She is a daughter of Ignition out of the great Gestress 9015 donor, Angus donor. You'll see several of these maternal sisters that are in the show tonight. Anyway, you'll get a chance to win this female for $50 for a raffle ticket. The raffle will be held on November the 10th, 2018. All the proceeds will go to support the Eastern Regional Junior Simmental Classic. See Dwight Cooper. If you'd like to join those, we'd certainly appreciate it. Also, we have our state association sponsored banquet the last Friday in August. It'd be held in Isla, Georgia. If you know where Isla, Georgia is, it's a small dot on the map, kind of northeast of Athens. Then also that next day on Saturday, we have the state-sponsored sale of Simmental and SimAngus Sim Influence cattle. So if you'd like to join us, that'd be the last Friday night of August, last Saturday of the month, to have another Simmental Influence function. We thank y'all for coming out. Again, this is another way that we want to support the juniors through the Georgia Simmental Association to spotlight the juniors that exhibit Simmental cattle. We have our board members here. I'm Todd Alford. I'd be the president of the Georgia Simmental Association. I've seen Mr. Jacob Holmes is in the green shirt down here on the other end. He'd be our vice president. Almost all of our board members are here, Dwight Cooper and Chandler Akins. I know there's Stephen. We got several in attendance, but we appreciate you guys coming out. We're going to get underway with our shows here pretty quick.
Okay, I just was going to tell Breck like what he had going in showmanship.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Georgia Simmental and SimAngus show. Today we're going to start with showmanship, and our judge is Breck Debnan. He's originally from Democus, Maryland, where he grew up on a 200-head commercial cow-calf operation. Breckett attended Black Hawk Community College and Western Illinois University, and was a successful member of the judging team in both programs. He worked part-time at Louderman Cattle Company while in school, managing a nationally competitive show string. Currently, Breck is the manager at Innisfail Farms in Madison, Georgia. Let's go ahead and give Breck a round of applause for joining us today. Entering now is junior showmanship Heat 1, Lily Myers, Maggie McClure, Caleb Smith, Cohen McClure, and Maylee Dean.
I think an extremely talented group of juniors to go ahead and start the evening off with. I'm going to keep the two young people right here that I went ahead and polled to come back for your championship junior drive. I think both of them are extremely efficient and fast in terms of making sure those cattle give me the best view they can at any one point, and they always maintain eye contact. are very professional in their demeanor throughout the ring. I went ahead and spoke with these two young people still out here, both doing an extremely good job, certainly have a bright future ahead of them, maybe just some small things we'd like to change just ever so slightly.
Coming back from Junior Showmanship Heat 1 is Caleb Smith and Maylee Dean. As a reminder, every showmanship contestant is going to get a lunchbox. So for those of you in Heat 1, please send someone up to get yours. Entering the ring now is Junior Showmanship Heat 2. Dow Boyd, Faith Walker, Isabel Elliott, Caitlin Carney. Cooper Nemkovic, and Morgan McDaniel. After this class, we'll be picking the champion and reserve junior showman.
While our judge is sorting these young people, I just want to tell you a little bit about the Georgia Simmental Association. It's about 90 members strong. Those that are involved have the opportunity to be a part of a state-sponsored sale. Also, throughout the year, we do some cattlemen's meetings or in conjunction with county cattlemen's associations. Some of the board members or breeders or affiliates with Simmental cattle will go to a local cattlemen's meeting. Usually they're at night, and we'll speak and have some educational and some information about the Simmental breed and how it works in the commercial sector. So if anybody was interested in joining the Georgia Simmental Association, we'll be glad just to come see us up here at the desk. We could certainly get you signed up. But tonight, this is the Simmental Roundup. Again, it is sponsored by the Georgia Association. We're glad everybody come out to be a part of it, and we're very thankful to have the youth to be so supportive of this particular breed. Let's give our big hand to the Simmental breed and to everybody in here watching.
I think two extremely talented juniors to come back and represent this class in the junior division when they come back in. Two young ladies do a really nice job in terms of getting their cattle set up. Extremely efficient, they're fast, they're very professional. They're not too flashy, but always make sure that their heifers look the best that they can, and very, very talented showmen. The rest of them all doing a really good job. I went through and talked with them individually a little bit about maybe some things they can just tweak and change ever so slightly when they come back in.
Now we'll show for our champion junior showman. Again, I get a belt buckle. Here it says Georgia Junior Simmental Association Roundup. So we got two from the first heat, Caleb Smith, Maylee Dean. Two from the second heat, Caitlin Carney and Morgan McDaniel. We'll get those four back out here. We're going to show for champion junior showman.
Let's get a big round of applause for our junior showmanship finalists out here this evening. I think 4 young people out here out of the junior division that could certainly compete at any level they wish to throughout the country. I think it's certainly a testament to this state and how good y'all are with teaching the youth and these skills that it takes to go out here and be competitive, because I would put these four against anybody in the country, and would certainly be proud to have any four of them showing anything that I raised or sold. So definitely something to be proud of. Four very talented showmen. For me, it just comes down to some nitpicky things, and in my opinion, the young lady with the white sock female is going to go ahead and be your champion. I just think she's the best in terms of getting her pulled right into place extremely efficiently and always having that heifer looking her best.
Congratulations to Morgan McDaniel, your champion junior showman.
Good job, buddy.
Second call, intermediate heat 2. Second call, intermediate heat 2.
Now entering the ring is intermediate showmanship heat 1, Ethan Dalton, Evan Wood, Julia Saucer, Summer Edwards, Taylor Metters, Trace Lambert, McKenna Walker.
I'm going to go ahead and keep 3 out of this class. It was so challenging, and 3 extremely talented intermediate showmen to come head back and represent this class in the champion intermediate drive. Let's get a big round of applause for them.
Coming back from Heat 1 intermediate showmanship, Ethan Dalton, Summer Edwards, and Trace Lambert. Entering the ring now is intermediate showmanship Heat 2, Ethan Hires, Grace McLean, Lauren Davis, Madison McDaniel, Tanner Wiley, Walker Viles, and Cole Ramey.
I think two extremely good representations of this class to come back and represent them in the champion intermediate drive. Two young ladies doing an extremely good job of getting those heifers set up and making sure they always look the best on their move and really working and using the most of the ring as possible. So congratulations to these exhibitors. Let's get a big round of applause for our intermediate showmanship finalists out here today. I think five extremely talented young exhibitors, and I certainly would like to have them on the halter of anything I have to do with, because they are, all five of them are extremely talented and very good. And when you get to this age, it's such subtle, small things that sort themselves from the top, or that sort themselves between each other. And I think that's what makes it so challenging, because showmanship is so objective, and it just comes down to personal preferences. I think in terms of presenting their heifer and always getting her to look the best and pulled into place while maintaining a very professional demeanor in the ring is going to be the young man that's second in line out here. He'll be your champion intermediate showman.
Congratulations, Trace Lamberth is our champion intermediate showman. Now entering the ring is Senior Showmanship Heat 1, Blair Beasley, Branson Martin, Brent McDaniel, Bryce Wood, Faith Preston, and Leanne Bevel.
I think an extremely challenging class to start out the senior division, and these two young ladies will be your representatives out of this class. I think both of them are extremely professional in their demeanor, just like the intermediates were. Get their heifers set up in a very efficient manner and do a very nice job at it. So congratulations to them.
Coming back from Heat 1 senior showmanship is Blair Beasley and Faith Preston. Coming in the ring now is senior showmanship Heat 2, Carter Culp, Shelby Dalton, Gabrielle Jones, Genevieve Parker, John Dean Daniels, Josephine Hoffner, Cade Mitchum, Peyton Puckett, and Ryan McDuffie.
really challenging final showmanship class of the day, and I went ahead and kept three young people out of here. I think all three of them can come back and be extremely competitive in this final senior drive. All three of them extremely efficient and do a really, really nice job of presenting their cattle out here.
Coming back from Heat 2 Senior Showmanship, Carter Culp, Caden Mitchum, and Peyton Puckett.
Let's get a big round of applause for our senior showmanship finalists out here this evening. I think 5 extremely talented young people, and as I've said in the intermediate division, as the exhibitors get older, the competition gets even tougher, and it comes down to very small, nitpicky personal opinions in terms of how I like to see cattle exhibited and shown, and what I really look for in someone that I think back and say, man, they were really good showmen. You know, they always had that one stuck and looking the right part. In my opinion, the young lady in the yellow shirt out here in the middle is going to go ahead and do the best job.
Congratulations, champion senior showman is Peyton Puckett. Coming in the ring now is overall showman. From the junior division, we have Morgan McDaniel. From the intermediate division, we have Trace Lambert. And from the senior division, we have Peyton Puckett.
You want me to say something about what they're fixing to do? And then, okay.
We got some big cows now.
We need an 8-footer.
Oh, it's like back in the
Is that what we're saying?
That's about, I mean, that's about how wide it is.
First and foremost, let's get a big round of applause for our showmanship champions out here this evening. I think before we get into this, I think all three of these are extremely talented young people, and all three of them should be extremely proud of the way they did today. And if you didn't get out here today and you're not in this final group, certainly don't give up. Keep your head up and always keep chugging forward. Watch some of these more experienced senior showmen that are out here and doing a really nice job. Try and pick up some of the things that they're doing. So I think Todd's going to go ahead and have a little fun with y'all. So he put down these 6 cans, and I'm supposed to make y'all do whatever it is that I want y'all to do with these cans. As a little contest here to really truly pick our champion. So, I'm trying to think. All right, here's our scenario. You sent a guy from your fitting crew to go to the ring and see what class they were on. You were going to start 8 classes before she went in the ring. The guy gets called up at the bathroom, never hear back from him. All of a sudden you hear back, they're 4 classes away from your class going in. So, here's our blocking chute. You're going to try and dress her as fast as you can. So you got to pull her out of the stall and get her in the chute as fast as you can. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get my stopwatch out on my phone. Whoever gets their calf in the chute the fastest is going to be our champion showman out here today. All right. So I got to turn my cell phone on here. And a young lady out of the junior division, you'll go ahead and start us out today. All right, young lady out of the junior division, 25 seconds. That's the number to beat here. Young man out of the intermediate division, bring her on up. All right, we got to restart. Ready, go. All right, so he hit a paint can on his way into the chute. We're going to go ahead and add 3 seconds to his time as a penalty. So he got 17 seconds, so now he's at 20 seconds. So young lady was 25, so now a young man out of the intermediate division, he's the one to beat it, 20 seconds. We got one exhibitor left. Let's see if she can give him a run for his money. All right, so we just timed it out, and I'll go out here, and off the time of getting in the blocking chute, I'll pick your champion overall showman.
Congratulations to Trace Lambert. He's our overall champion showman for the Simmental show.
Was that good enough? Okay. All right. Now on to the cow show.
We're going to start our purebred scimitar show now. In class 1, we have Grace McLean, Summer Edwards, and Gabrielle Jones.
just go ahead and circle around. I think a really, really high-quality, purebred Simmental female to go ahead and start our show off today. And she wins this class rather handily, in my opinion. You want to talk about one that's extremely good at the ground. She's big, soft-footed, right, in terms of her joints and angles. And then she comes up extremely good in terms of her upper rib shape, one that's got some added stoutness out through her hip, but still doesn't give a really smooth, really feminine, doesn't give up a really smooth, really feminine look from the side. I think a really, really nice one to go ahead and start the day off. Now, if you like them with a little extra growth and performance, the young lady's heifer coming out in second is a really good one. One that's got a lot of extra length and body. She's good and functional in terms of her feet and legs. One that for her added length and frame size, I just like to soften her up in terms of her lower body just ever so slightly. Maybe clean her up through her front end just a little bit. Young lady's heifer coming out in third. One that I really like the freshness and genuineness of condition she's exhibited to us today in, one that's right in terms of her body shape. In my opinion, I just like to rock her back further in that slope and angle to her shoulder, lengthen her out of her hip, and see her hit the ground with just a shot more comfort and coordination from behind. But an extremely high-quality class to go ahead and start our purebred show off with today.
Now entering the ring is Class 2 with Maylee Dean, Brent McDaniel, and Caleb Smith. These are Octobers of 2017.
This initial pair in this class for me is extremely challenging, tough, because you've got your extremely fancy, extremely good built show calf that's in impeccable condition in first, and you have your bold, burly, heavy muscled, heavyweight, high performing cattle in second. I'm going to stick to my guns here. I'm going to stay committed to structure and basic build, and that's where the young lady's heifer is going to go ahead and win that class for me. I think that one's just set a notch neater in the way she lays her shoulder into her skeleton. She's more relaxed in her knees. She's longer and leveler out through her hip, and I think she especially hits the ground with more comfort and coordination from behind. Do I think that one's too small for an October? Not personally. I think she's still really green, really genuine in her condition, and looks like a calf, as she should. Young man's heifer coming out in second. Like I already said, one that overwhelms the class just in terms of performance, bulk, and mass. It's just with that added mass, I'd like to change her in terms of her structure and build just ever so slightly. I think if we rock that shoulder back further on her skeleton, it'd help her to tie her neck in higher out of the top side of her shoulder, and I'd really just like to adjust the way she hits the ground from behind. Young man brings a nice cow prospect out for us out of the third hole. I think one that's got a lot of length of body, a lot of added extension. She stands down on some added substance and foot. It's just when compared back to the two ahead of her, not only would I like to soften her up back through her flank just ever so slightly, but just clean her up in terms of her lines and make her look just a shot more balanced.
Congratulations in Class 2. First was Maylee Dean, second Britt McDaniel, and Caleb Smith was third. Now entering the ring is Class 3, Morgan McDaniel.
Young lady brings us a really high quality single entry out here that could certainly stand some competition. One, you really like the feminine look she has up front. She's really smooth and flat there in her shoulder. Gives you a really nice balanced proportional look from the side. If you'd like to change that one just ever so slightly, like to see her hit the ground with a shot more coordination. I think as a result, that would allow her to remain square at her pin set when on the go, but still a really high quality individual to represent this class.
Congratulations, your winner out of Class 3 is Morgan McDaniel. Now entering the ring is Class 4, Genevieve Parker, with a July 2017 heifer.
Young lady brings us a really nice single entry July female out here today, one that's maybe not wanting to cooperate with her just the greatest, but I think one that still has some value just in terms of muscularity, boldness, and stoutness while still being extremely lean in terms of her condition. High quality single entry there.
Congratulations to Genevieve Parker, who won Class 4. Now entering the ring is Class 5, Ethan Dalton, Peyton Puckett, and Leanne Bevel.
Man, I really like the heifer that's going to go ahead and win this class. I think when you talk about one that's so good in terms of her basic build, she's right in the slope to her shoulder. She's good hipped. She sets down from behind with plenty of athleticism and mobility. I think one that's presented to us in an extremely fresh condition. I think she's still right in terms of her body shape, and that's what I like so much about that one. She has the ability to look like a female, and then when you step in behind her, she still comes with a shot more added punch and boldness. Really nice heifer to go ahead and win this class. Young man's red heifer that's going to come in second. One you certainly have to like for in terms of her added muscularity and boldness. One that's got a whole lot of turn when you analyze her up high. She's super stout out through her hip. Not only would I like to soften her up in terms of her rib and body shape, but I'd like to see her move just a shot freer and more coordinated as she gets out and goes from behind. But one that can give you a really nice look from the side through her head and neck.
Congratulations in Class 5. Peyton Puckett was first and Ethan Dalton was second. Entering the ring now is Branson Martin, Dow Boyd, and Caitlin Cammy. These heifers are March of 2017.
Young man brings us out a really nice cow prospect to go ahead and lead this class off. I think the top two females in this class both have some unique pieces. The reason this young man's wins the class is that look right there. From the side, she looks the most like a female. That one's the cleanest at the top side of her crest. She's extremely good in the slope to her shoulder and knee. One that's really strong out through her hip and has a really nice sweep to her lower body. You know, would I like to see her hit the ground just a shot more stable from behind and give her maybe just a notch more upper body shape? Yeah, but I think she handles this class rather handily just in terms of her smooth, functional build. Young lady brings us out a really stout, really powerful female out of second. One that's got a whole bunch of muscle. She's extremely stout out through her hip, and she can give you a really cool look from the side. It's just when she gets in motion, in my opinion, she becomes a logical second. One that needs to get out and go with a shot more reach and athleticism from behind. I'd like to set her tail head down just a shot neater in between her pins in order to give her a more proportional look from the side. Young man rounding out the class brings us a really nice red baldy cow prospect. One that's moderate and low maintenance in terms of her kind. She's right in her body shape and square out through her hip. She just doesn't come with the unique look and build as their contemporaries.
Congratulations to Class 6 winner, Dow Boyd. Second, Caitlin Cammy. And third, Branson Martin. Now entering the ring is Dow Boyd with his January 2018 heifer.
Young man brings us out a really nice January calf, single entry out here in the Purebred Show, and I think one that's extremely unique for one this young. She offers a cool look up front and comes back extremely bold and massive in terms of her rib cage. One that's extremely stout and good at the ground. I think a really, really nice heifer. It'll be interesting to see what she looks like when she comes back out in this lineup.
Congratulations, Class 7 winner, Dow Boyd. We will now be moving into our champion purebred Simmental heifer drive. Out of Class 7, Dow Boyd. Class 1, Grace McLean. Class 2, Maylee Dean. Class 3, Morgan McDaniel. Class 5, Peyton Puckett. In Class 6, Dow Boyd.
Let's get a big round of applause for our purebred Simmental exhibitors out here today. I'm not going to go back through and re-talk every single one, as we already talked to them in class, and it'll be a late evening, and I know it'll be an early morning for a lot of y'all tomorrow. I hope that when y'all look out here at this set, you really get a good sense of what I'm looking for, and that's cattle that are first and foremost good on their feet, joints, and angles, cattle that are right in their body shape and can pull it together in an extremely smooth and feminine package and still keep a moderate low input cow frame size to them. So with that being said, I'm going to go out. I still don't have my mind made up 100% out here, and I'll pick you a champion in reserve.
Champion purebred Simmental goes to Peyton Puckett out of Class 5.
Yeah, we did. It was that red one.
Coming in as the second in Class 5 is Ethan Dalton. Reserve goes to Dow Boyd. Congratulations to our purebred Simmental exhibitors. We're now going to move into the high percentage Simmental show. Coming in as our first class in the high percentage Simmental as Class 8 is Walker Viles.
Young man doing a really nice job with a single entry January calf out here in the high percent show. I think one that's really good in terms of her body shape. She gives you a really nice feminine look up through her front 1/3. Maybe just like to change the way that she balances from the side. Maybe just see her set down with a shot more coordination and rock her back in the slope and angle to her shoulder. But certainly a January calf you have to like for her look and body shape.
Congratulations, Class 8 winner, Walker Viles. Coming in the ring now is Faith Preston in Class 9.
Young lady brings us a really nice single entry blaze face female out here today. I think one that's incredible in terms of her upper body shape and muscularity when you analyze her out on the top side of her skeleton. One that's really blown apart in the middle section of her body. Really like all that added muscle she has out through her hip. You know, maybe one you'd like to just tie her neck in a shot higher out of the top side of her shoulder, see her longer and level her out of her hip, and maybe just set down on her pastern with a shot more comfort. But one that you certainly brings a lot of value to the table in terms of muscularity and stoutness.
Congratulations, Class 9. First was Faith Preston. Coming in the ring now is Class 10. Cooper Nemkovic, Blair Beasley, Cohen McClure, Evan Wood, and Julia Saucer. These are October 2017 heifers.
I think an initial pair of females standing out here in this October class today that are very similar to one another when they're on the stand. Both cattle that are extremely bold in terms of their upper body shape, have plenty of middle and still balance from the side. It's when you set them in motion that the young man's heifer is going to go ahead and win the class. I think that one's better in the slope and angle to her shoulder. She's square and leveler out through her hip and sets down with quite a bit more comfort and athleticism from behind. As a result, she'll maintain that kind of balanced, proportional look when pulled to lead. Young man's got a really nice heifer that can give her a run for the money on the stand here. One that's maybe just a shot cleaner through her chest. Really like all the substance of bone she has when you analyze her at the ground. It's just when he pulls her to lead, the rounder shoulder female will go ahead and just labor from behind, and as a result, ducking her pins when she gets out on the go. Young man coming out with a really nice female in third, one that's got some length aside. She's extremely level down her top line and probably as good on her feet and legs as any heifer in the class. It's just she just gets outpowered and outmassed by the two that precede her.
Congratulations, Class 10. First goes to Cooper Nimkovic, second to Cohen McClure, and third to Evan Wood. Coming in the ring now is Class 11, Gabrielle Jones, Faith Walker, Madison McDaniel, Grace McLean, Blair Beasley, Taylor Metters, Peyton Puckett, Isabel Elliott, McKenna Walker. There's a white F-150 with a license tag of FH3746. They're blocking someone in. If you know or are the owner of that vehicle, please move it. A white F-150 with a license tag of FH3746.
I think extremely challenging pair to sort to the top side of this class of two females that certainly differ in their type and kind. As I said in the purebred show, I'm going to stick to basic build and structure, and in my opinion, this is where the young lady's blaze-faced female does so. I think that one, in relation to the rest of the class, is the best in terms of her feet, joints, and angles. She's presented extremely fresh and genuine in terms of her condition today. Really like that one's body shape. Still pulls herself together with a really nice look from the side. I wouldn't call her a freak by any means, but certainly by no means is she unbalanced or unproportional. A really nice female to go ahead and win this class. On the stand, the young lady in the yellow shirt, her heifer, she can give her a run for her money, because that's a moderate, stout, compact, bold, extremely nicely presented female. One that when she gets on the move for me is where I want to go ahead and run her second. I'd like to just relax her in the slope to her shoulder and knee. See her get out and go with just a little bit more reach and athleticism from behind. I think as a result, she would pull herself together with a shot more balance and look when she gets out on the go. Young lady's white sock female coming out in third. One that's got some length of body. She's fresh. She's nice looking from the side. I think one, I just like to strengthen her in terms of her loin, set her tail head down, just a shot neater between her pins, and ever so slightly she'll want to get just a little bit more rigid on those rear pasterns. Young lady's bringing a really nice moderate cow prospect out next. One that's low input, moderate in her kind. I like that one's body shape. When the young lady gets her set up and presented, she looks really good. It's just when she pulls her to lead, she'll drop in her pins and just get a little bit more uncoordinated off those rear two. Young lady brings a really nice cow prospect out next. One that from the side is really deep in terms of her body shape. She's long and level out through her hip. I like that one in terms of her basic build. It's when you step right in behind the cattle that she falls out of contention. One that you'd certainly like to just stouten up from behind, make her a shot bolder in terms of her upper body, and see her track away with a shot more width and dimension. Young lady's heifer coming out next is the polar opposite. One that's got a whole lot of muscle, a whole lot of substance and mass. Unfortunately, because of that, she'll just want to labor more on the move. One that is quite a bit rounder out of her shoulder. She'll really stab at the ground and get more uncoordinated as she goes from behind. Young lady brings us out a really high-performing, long-bodied, extended female out next. One that I'd just like to soften up in terms of her rib and body. See her get out and go with just a shot more comfort off those rear pasterns. Young man's heifer coming out next. One that is a very nice cow prospect for him. She's got some added performance. She's got some length of body. It's just when put in this scenario, she just comes off quite a bit more generic and just plainer in terms of her build and look.
Congratulations to Class 11 winner, Blair Beasley. Second, Peyton Puckett. Third, Madison McDaniel. Fourth, Isabel Elliott. Fifth, Faith Walker. Sixth, McKenna Walker. Seventh, Taylor Medler. And 8 was an add-in, Colt Ramey. Coming in the ring now is Class 12, Carter Culp and Branson Martin.
Again, it's another structure call that sorts the young man's really nice cow prospect to the top side of this class. Really like this one in terms of her basic build and function. I think one that's laid in smooth and flat at her shoulder. She's extremely good in terms of her feet, joints, and angles, and as a result, she pulls herself together with unparalleled balance and proportionality even when she gets out on the go. Really nice cow prospect the young man brings out next. Young man coming out in second, one that's really lean in terms of her condition. I like her added muscularity and leanness as you analyze her at the top side of her framework. One that when she gets out on the move just needs to set down in her ankle with a shot more comfort and flexibility.
Congratulations to your winner in Class 12, Carter Culp. Second, Branson Martin. Now entering the ring is Class 13, Trace Lambert.
Young man brings us an extremely high quality single entry out here today, and one that if there was more out here could certainly handle quite a bit of competition. I really like this young man's female when he gets her out here and stuck, one that's unparalleled in terms of her balance and proportionality. She's laid extremely flat and smooth there at the point of her shoulder. She's long and level out of her hip, has a really nice sweep to her lower body, and gets out and goes with enough comfort and flexibility. Is she perfect in terms of the shape to her rear foot? I don't think so. I'd like to see her set down with just a shot more cushion to that rear pastern, but nonetheless an extremely high quality female.
Congratulations, Class 13 winner, Trace Lambert. Entering the ring now is Class 14, Morgan McDaniel. And John Dean Daniels.
I think a challenging pair to sort here next, and I think what it comes down to is which one would you rather take home for a cow? In my opinion, I'd rather have 100 of these kind at home. You know, is she just the hairiest, freakiest looking one we've had out here today? By no means. But I think that one's structure, flexibility, body shape has a whole lot of value in this industry. You know, she's right in the angle to her shoulder. Her neck ties in really high. I love that one's body shape. She's flexible, and she has a really, really nice teat structure when you look underneath in that udder. Young lady coming out with a highly presented female in second, one that's got quite a bit more substance when you study her at the ground. She gives you a nice look, but in my opinion, she just gets too straight in the slope and angle to that shoulder, one that's flatter sided and will just duck her pins when you get her out on the go.
Congratulations. In class 14, John Dean Daniels was first, and Morgan McDaniel was second. Coming in the ring now is class 15, Grace McLean, Lauren Davis, and Madison McDaniel. Following this class, we'll have the champion high percentage heifer.
I think the young lady's female that's going to go ahead and win this class is a really, really good one. I mean, you want to talk about one that just checks all the boxes for me. She's got the basic build, the function, the body shape you want to see in a cow. You know, but that one, in terms of being a show cow, she blows the rest of them away just in terms of all the added bells and whistles. That one's so smooth in terms of her shoulder. She's flat at the top side of her neck, super good out of her hip, got a really, really cool hind leg. You know, I think a really, really nice female the young lady brings us out. Would I like to refine her in terms of her teat structure? Maybe, but she's, you know, definitely showing evidence of some calf. I think she's right in terms of her spacing. You know, maybe just like to refine her there just ever so slightly, but that's getting really picky on a really good one. Young lady brings a really nice cow prospect out in second, one that on the stand can give her a run for her money. She's got a really nice sharp look about that head and neck. She's ultra bold in terms of her upper body shape, stout out to her hip. It's just when she gets out and goes, for me, she finds herself in second. She'll want to get just a shot more rigid on those rear pasterns and just lose coordination out of her hock as she turns and walks right away from you. But an extremely high-quality pair of senior yearlings to go ahead and round out the high percent show today.
Congratulations to Class 15 winner, Grace McLean. Second was Madison McDaniel. Coming in the ring now is our overall high percentage Simmental heifer out of Class 8 is Walker Viles. Class 9, Faith Preston. Class 10, Cooper Nimkovic. Class 11, Blair Beasley. Class 12, Carter Colt. Class 13, Trace Lambert. Class 14, John Dean Daniels. In Class 15, Grace McLean.
Let's get a big round of applause for our high percentage Simmental female exhibitors out here today. I think an extremely high quality lineup out here, and as I already said in the purebreds, I won't go back through and talk every one of them, but I think that when you go down this line, you know, all these females have some unique pieces to go make some cows out of, you know, whether they're extremely bold and massive or extremely smooth, feminine, and good at the ground. You know, all of them have some different pieces these young people can go ahead and breed off of and try and make them better as they go home and these things go into production. For me, there was one female that hit me extremely hard in class. I think that one really puts it all together. I'm going to go out and select her.
Congratulations, champion high percent scimitar to Grace McLean out of class 15. Coming in as the second is Madison McDaniel.
I think you bring that reserve back out here, or the second in class back out here, and it makes things extremely tough for reserve. I think that one's going to go make a really nice cow prospect for the young lady. You know, I'd like to refine her in terms of her teat structure, maybe just fix her placing ever so slightly. And she doesn't move perfect off her rear end, but that one's really heavy in calf, and you certainly have to be have to be considering that when taking that into term. I don't quite have my mind made up for reserve. It's between two females out here that I think it gets pretty tough. I'm going to go back out, take one last look, and select your reserve.
Congratulations. Reserve is Madison McDaniel, the second out of class 15. That concludes our high percentage scimitar show. We're going to be now moving into the low percentage scimitar show.
So I can tell you my story now. All right. You already messed me up with the cap if you really like it.
A reminder, after the show, lunch boxes will be $10 where you exit the ring. See Kai Alford for lunch boxes for $10.
This one was third overall at our state show.
Oh, really? All right. Has that one done anything the one I just used? I'm sorry, Callie.
Yeah, they are. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Gotcha. Cool.
I was just glad that that was the other one that you really liked. So I was like, oh, you know that one that you put last, right? That one was mine. No, I was saying, at least I didn't have to say that.
She wants a flat.
Yeah. I didn't choose it.
I like it. I like it. She's just good.
Well, it's Manny, Jess, and her friend.
Yeah.
As a reminder, our champion purebred and high percent and low percent heifers will be coming back in the ring after the conclusion of the low percentage scimitar show for an overall heifer drive.
Young lady doing a really nice job with a nice moderate little cow prospect here in the first class of low percents. I think one that's moderate, low input in her kind. She's awesome in terms of her body shape. She's got all kinds of added boldness and muscularity. One maybe you'd like to just square out of her hip just ever so slightly, see her hit the ground with a shot more comfort off either end, but on the stand, certainly a very unique cow prospect the young lady's got, doing a very nice job with her. Young lady coming out in second, one that's got some more performance, some more growth than the one that precedes her. For me, with that added length and frame size, I just like to soften her up in terms of her rib and body, just correct her in terms of her angles off either end of her framework.
Coming in the ring now is Class 17, Ryan McDuffie, Tanner Wiley, Shelby Dalton, and Ethan Hayers. Congratulations, Class 16 winner, Lily Myers. Second, Maggie McClure.
I think a very challenging trio of females to go ahead and sort through, and I'm sure everybody out here has different ideas in how these cattle should rank, and I'm sure if you put 5 people together, they could all say a different class winner. For me, again, like I said earlier, it comes down to which one do you want to take home for a cow. In my opinion, I'd rather run 100 of them that look like this. You know, is she the fanciest? Is she the prettiest animal in the class? No, but I think in terms of the basics, she covers all the bases. One that's really good in terms of her body shape. She's by some margin the loosest and most flexible in terms of her feet, joints, and angles. Young man does a really nice job presenting the second place heifer, and one that when he gets her out here and gets her stuck certainly makes it very challenging because she gives you a cool look up front. She's got a nice sweep to her lower body and is by some margin the stoutest when you analyze him at the ground. Just one for me when he pulls her to lead, in my opinion, is where she finds herself in second. The female will toe out just ever so slightly up front. She gets quite a bit more restricted in the use to her hock. As a result, she really duck and pull in her pins when she gets out on the go. Young lady's got a nice cow prospect coming out here in third. I think one that's got more, one that's got a shot more athleticism and comfort when she gets out on the move, maybe just not wanting to cooperate with the young lady so well. Today out here, she'll just fall out of balance. One that, in relation to her added shape and expression up high, I'd like to stouten up at her foundation.
Congratulations, Class 12. First, Tanner Wiley. Second, Ryan McDuffie. Third, Shelby Dalton. Entering the ring now is Class 18, Cade Mitchum. As a reminder, at the conclusion of the show, we have lunch boxes for $10 where you exit the ring. If you're interested in purchasing one, see Kai Alford where you exit the ring.
Young man brings us out a really nice single entry female out here today. I think one that's presented to us extremely fresh in terms of her condition. You know, for how fresh she is, I like her in terms of her body shape. I think one that's good in terms of her feet and legs and gives you a really nice balanced proportional view from the side. Really complete, good kind of cow prospect the young man brings us out here.
Congratulations, Class 18 winner was Cade Mitchum. We'll now be moving into the champion SimAngus low percentage championship drive. First, out of Class 16, Lily Myers. Class 17 winner was Tanner Wiley, and Class 18 winner was Cade Mitchum.
Let's give our low percent Simmental exhibitors a big round of applause out here this evening. Three certainly extremely high quality females, and before we wrap the evening up, I'd like to thank Chandler, Jacob, and Todd, all of them for having me out here today. It's certainly been an honor and a pleasure sorting through these cattle. I think I was really impressed with the quality of Simmental cattle here in the state of Georgia today, and I think young people doing a really nice job with some good cow prospects, and certainly have some really good building blocks to go ahead and build their herd off of once they get home. I know it's going to be an early morning for a lot of y'all, and certainly drug in late this evening. I've tried to go through these things as efficiently as I can while still, you know, allowing the exhibitors the time that they deserve for me to judge them to the best of my ability. So without further ado, thank you all very much, and congratulations to all the exhibitors today.
Congratulations, champion low percentage Simmental heifer, Cade Mitchum, out of Class 18. Congratulations, reserve low percentage was Tanner Wiley. In a minute, we'll be moving into the Supreme Champion Simmental female. As the cattle are entering the ring, your champion purebred heifer was Peyton Puckett. Champion high percent was Grace McLean. And champion low percent is Cade Mitchum. Before Breck picks the champion heifer, we would like to thank him for joining us today. Breck comes from Damascus, Maryland, and grew up on a 200-head commercial cow-calf operation. He attended Black Hawk Community College and Western Illinois University and was a successful member of the judging team in both programs. He worked part-time for Lattleman's Cattle Company while in school managing a nationally competitive show string. Currently, Breck is the manager at Innisfail Farms in Madison, Georgia. Please put your hands together for a job well done.
Let's get a big round of applause for all of our Simmental exhibitors out here today. I think that we have 3 cattle representing their respective percentages out here that could go on and compete anywhere in the country. I think all three of them have quite a bit of quality. When you look at them, I think all three are good on their feet and legs. They're right in terms of their body shape and still have some balance and some proportionality. I think that's very important. I'm not going to go back through it and re-pick through them on the microphone. I think that we've already talked about them enough today. Just some final words. I already said it in the final drive to the low percent female show. First, I'd like to thank Chandler and Jacob and Todd for having me out here today. I certainly appreciate it. It's been a great honor to come out here and work with the kids, and they've certainly been extremely polite and would definitely put their talents and their skills against anybody in the country. So with that being said, I won't drag it on any longer. I'm not going to get on my soapbox and talk about anything else. I'm going to go out here, and I still don't have my mind made up. I'm going to take one last real good look at them and pick you as supreme.
Champion heifer goes to Peyton Puckett out of your purebred Simmental division. If we can have Dow Boyd, the reserve purebred Simmental heifer, to fill in. Reserve goes to Grace McLean out of the high percentage Simmental show. Congratulations to all exhibitors. A reminder, if you would like a lunchbox, they're $10 where you exit the ring. See Kyle to get a lunchbox.